Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Golden Empire. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
Right now at 5, tracking police misconduct. President Trump is expected to sign an executive order involving police reform. What this means for our local departments.
Panic in Pismo. A fast-moving brush fire forces hundreds from their homes. The progress firefighters made on the Avila Fire overnight still ahead.
The rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air appears to be happening more lately, even though the 4th of July is weeks away. And county firefighters are taking notice, what they say you can do if you hear illegal fireworks. Today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2020.
Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, and we're taking a look at your forecast, and it's going to be another warm day in the Golden Empire.
Yes, it is. We're having a little bit of a mic problem there. Sorry about that. But yeah, we've got the sun already coming up around the area, and just a few high clouds, but that is it. And today we're actually going to be a little bit cooler. So there is some good news. And the winds really didn't pick up as strong as we maybe anticipated yesterday, which is always a good thing. We don't want to see that blowing dust. And you can see here on the satellite and radar, not much to show you other than a few high clouds up near the mountain areas. In terms of the wind advisories, nothing for the valley, but we're going to keep that wind advisory in place for the Kern County mountain and desert areas through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And as we take a look at the wind forecast, you can see those winds will continue into the mountain and desert regions for today. There will be a light breeze for the valley as we progress into the afternoon, right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. 63 in Bakersfield this time, a north wind at 5 miles per hour. And you can see here hour by hour, starting out in those 60s, 78 at noon, and by 3 o'clock, 84 degrees. Into the mountains, 54 currently. A light wind out of the northwest at 7. As we take a look at the current winds, we've got a little bit of a breeze out into the desert, but that is it at this time. And you can see the mountain temperatures today, very nice, mid-50s to start, and then we'll be in the lower 70s by this afternoon. By 3 o'clock, that northwest wind at 18. We'll talk more weather in just a little bit. For now, back over to you.
All right, Cap, thanks so much. This morning, calls for police reform continue nationwide, and new guidelines are coming to law enforcement, including our local agencies. 17's Taylor Schaub explains how this will affect Bakersfield Police and the Sheriff's Department here at home. Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning, Alex. Yesterday, Javier Becerra, the state attorney general, rolled out some of his proposals for police reform. Among the key points were decertifying police officers for serious misconduct, requiring officers to intervene if another is using excessive force, installing a ban on the use of chokehold techniques, and limiting the use of crowd control tactics with guidance on rubber bullets and tear gas. The California AG also specifically called out the Bakersfield Police Department and Kern County Sheriff's Office for patterns of troubling behavior. He referenced a multi-year pattern and practice investigation that they've been conducting into the agencies.
We find troubling evidence that the way that the agency is conducting its business may fly in the face of constitutional and statutory protections against police overuse of policies that could impact the rights of individuals.
In 2015, one study found that BPD and KCSO had the highest kill rate in America. From the start of 2015 until today, there have been 73 officer-involved shootings in Kern County, 7 alone this year. However, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood has a different outlook on this, and he says his department has received zero guidance from the state.
First of all, to answer your question, we don't use violence. Use of force is covered under the law, and excessive force is dealt with very harshly in this department.
Well, the Bakersfield Police Department says they received notice of the investigation in December of 2016. They've received they had no other comment at this time. In Southwest Bakersfield, Taylor Schaub, 17 News.
President Trump will sign an executive order today involving police reform. The order would create a new database tracking police misconduct. The order will also include language that encourages police officers to seek help for mental health professionals when dealing with addiction issues, homelessness, and mental illness. Monday, while speaking at a White House roundtable on protecting senior citizens, the president called his plan very comprehensive. Federal grants are also a part of the plan, and they would be used as an incentive for departments to meet certain certification standards on force. Now, that's the subject of today's 17's interactive feedback poll. Today, we are asking, do you approve of President Trump's executive order on police reform? Call or text us at 888-4617. Now, press 1 if you do approve of the order and 2 if you do not. You can also tweet, email, or Facebook us your comments. Once again, our interactive feedback phone line is 888-4617. We'll air some of your comments and have a look at those first results coming up later in this newscast.
People walking along the Panorama Bluffs thought they heard a child calling for help, prompting a search from BPD and firefighters. It happened around 11:30 last night. That's when BPD got a call saying that people on the bike path heard a child calling out for his mother. Police Sergeant Timothy Birchtold said that a search was conducted and no child was found. Other people at the Bluffs say they didn't hear anything. However, officers worked with the Kern County Fire Department using night vision equipment to search the area.
One person is dead this morning after a late-night crash. Now, here's a map of where it happened at Manor Street and East Roberts Lane. You can see in this new video that there was a motorcycle involved. Now, one person died at the scene. It's not clear if they were the motorcyclist. The video also shows another person was taken away in an ambulance. Their condition is unknown this morning. We'll bring you the latest information as we get it. Well, happening today, Pacific Gas and Electric is expected to plead guilty to 84 felony counts of involuntary manslaughter. That's a hearing before Butte County Superior Court. This comes after PG&E reached a plea agreement that the November 2018 Camp Fire was ignited by its electrical grid. That fire destroyed the city of Paradise, about 170 miles north of San Francisco. That fire killed 85 people. Proceedings will continue tomorrow when surviving family members of those who died in the 2018 wildfire will be allowed to make statements. PG&E also will plead to one felony count of unlawfully causing a fire. No executives will be charged, leaving no one to imprison for the crimes. PG&E instead will pay a maximum fine of $3.5 million in addition to $500,000 to cover the county's costs of the criminal investigation.
Scary moments in Pismo Beach as fast-moving brush fire threatened a neighborhood and well-known businesses. This is a look at the Avila Fire. It's about 450 acres this morning. Crews are still working to extinguish it. This fire started about 5 miles from Pismo Beach along Highway 101 yesterday and quickly spread. At one point, the highway had to be closed down. A huge cloud of black smoke could be seen from Pismo and Avila beaches, where many Kern County residents were vacationing. Last night, all evacuation orders were lifted. CAL FIRE is credited with attacking the fire from the air and the ground, stopping the flames from reaching a cluster of homes. At last check, the fire is 10% contained. So far, no one has been hurt. The cause is still under investigation. Meanwhile, the drum fire burning in Santa Barbara County is at least 60% contained this morning. CAL FIRE says the blaze has reached about 600 acres. Strong winds have fanned the flames, bringing the fire dangerously close to homes and leading to evacuations. At least 200 firefighters are helping contain this fire. Highway 246 is also closed in the area.
The 4th of July is still weeks away, but some people have started celebrating early illegally. You can report the use of illegal or modified legal fireworks now by visiting the Kern County Fire Department website. The fire department is reminding people to only call 911 for emergencies and instead use the website for reporting fireworks. Now, you can find a link to that on our website, kget.com. Just click the link for this story. We'll bring you the latest numbers from Public Health later today, but here's how things stand now. Public Health reported 86 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday. Right now, 74 people are hospitalized with COVID-19. As of Sunday, the state health department says 32 of those patients are in the ICU. Over 1,000 people are recovering at home. Now, the death toll remains at 53 people. Well, we may be in the long struggle with COVID-19. One of the latest computer models indicates Kern County could be at least half a year away from reaching its peak for new infections. And that could potentially overload hospitals beyond capacity. During a news briefing yesterday, county leaders said the model suggests we will exceed our normal intensive care unit or ICU capacity of 78 beds by the end of July, and will surpass the ICU surge capacity of 294 beds by November. Now, come 2021, the model indicates Kern will see its peak of ICU patients at 436. That means more than 140 people left without an ICU bed.
The model shows that we need to do more. We need to continue to flatten that curve so that we have the ability to care.
Kern Medical CEO Russell Judd says this is just a model and the projections could change if everyone follows CDC guidelines on social distancing, washing hands, and mask wearing. Well, more than half of the skilled nursing facilities in Kern County are reporting infections among healthcare workers. Now, that's according to Public Health Director Matt Constantine. 12 out of the 19 facilities in the county are reporting cases among healthcare. Most cases are from Kingston Healthcare and Valley Convalescent. Constantine says that they regularly check in on those two facilities. The team will also be visiting 3 other facilities this week: Windsor Acute Post-Acute in Bakersfield, Delano District Skilled Nursing Facility on Wednesday, and the Kern River Transitional Care on Thursday. Now, coming up at 6:30 on Sunrise, we'll talk to Dr. Cothery about the numbers and the latest on the coronavirus pandemic right here in Kern County. Well, COVID-19 infections are on the rise in more than a dozen states. And with more than 116,000 deaths from it so far, the race is on to develop a vaccine here in the U.S. and around the world. It's a process that normally takes several years, but as NBC's Chris Pallone reports, there's optimism that safe, effective vaccine could be on the market as early as next year.
With coronavirus cases on the rise in nearly half the country, researchers are working around the clock to develop a vaccine.
Our hopes are that perhaps by next spring, maybe next summer, we will have something for everyone.
The government has selected 5 vaccine projects to back with federal funding, hoping one or more could someday prevent people from getting COVID-19. Developers are moving faster than they ever have, trying to do in months something which usually takes years, all while making sure it's safe for the public.
It's great to expedite, it's dangerous to rush, and it's tough finding that happy medium.
Experts speculate the latest rise in COVID-19 cases could be due to lockdown-weary Americans starting to gather again in large numbers, like what many states saw over Memorial Day weekend. Some fear the reopening of indoor gathering spots like bars and restaurants, and even large protests taking place in cities across the country could fuel a continued rise.
The virus makes the timelines. We don't make the timelines, and we are all in this together.
Researchers say an effective vaccine is key to life truly returning to normal. But until there is one, it's up to everyone to slow the virus's spread.
We have to make sure that we are socially distancing. We have to be wearing masks. We have to make sure we're engaging in a more aggressive personal hygiene.
All eyes are trained on this, and we will figure it out.
Next month, biotech firm Moderna will be the first to enter phase 3 testing of its vaccine in the U.S. That's the last step before FDA approval. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
President Trump is signing an executive order on police reform today as Congress delays and cities across America take action on their own. Tracy Potts has more.
Ended it. They're negotiating.
Today, President Trump is expected to sign an executive order that tracks police misconduct, encourages officers to call mental health professionals to the scene, and offers federal grants to departments that curtail use of force.
We want law and order. This is about law and order, but it's about justice also. And it's about safety.
Democrats want more. They want chokeholds outlawed.
Let's get reasonable. A chokehold is a lynching. It's a strangulation. It's a lynching.
As Democrats call for bold reforms, Republicans will unveil their ideas this week, but push discussion till the end of July.
I think us waiting a month before we vote is a bad decision.
Cities aren't waiting for Washington to act. Atlanta's mayor is ordering police to intervene when colleagues use unreasonable force and to de-escalate situations like the confrontation that killed Rayshard Brooks.
We're looking for a transformation of the way that we police in our city.
New York's police commissioner is shifting about 600 officers from anti-crime to other areas.
It's time to move forward and change how we police in this city. We can do it with brains, we can do it with guile, we can move away from brute force.
In Seattle, peaceful protesters are pitching tents and planting gardens, taking over 6 city blocks, refusing to leave until they see change. President Trump is threatening to intervene. He also said that the Brooks video from Atlanta is disturbing. Tracy Potts, NBC News.